BridgeOpsOne.
Hello everybody, it's Elijah, and today we are starting with Broken Lab number 1, and this is where an issue where users report they cannot access or reach the internet following scheduled network changes. And so for this lab, we are going to identify the issue, restore service, and validate connectivity. This is the very first Broken Lab that you'll see on our website. And before we get started, I just want to go over this scenario guide right here. So every single lab is going to come with the scenario guide. This is going to give some helpful information, help you guide you through each lab. I'm not going to go through the entire thing, but for this one, let's just read the scenario before we get started with the packet tracer. So users at a small office report they are unable to access external websites and internet resources following scheduled network changes completed earlier this morning. Multiple users across the environment are affected. You have been assigned as a technician responsible for identifying the issue, restoring connectivity, and validating that systems are functioning normally again. Okay, so simple enough. So we wanted to make this as realistic as possible, and that's kind of our goal for each lab, is to make it something that you might actually, come across in a real world scenario. Okay, so we can go ahead and open up Packet Tracer right now. So based on the scenario that we got, before we touch anything, let's just look at the topology that we have here. So we have user workstations, we got the HR PC, sales PC, operations PC, we got the switch, we got the branch router, ISP router, and then we got a web server right here. And so instead of guessing, we're just going to follow the evidence and identify where the communication begins to fall. So we're going to start here with HR PC1. And the first thing I want to do is I want to verify the IP configuration. So we're going to go here to command prompt and we're going to do IP config. Okay. So we've got our address, IP address. We got the default gateway. Okay. So the first thing I want to do is I'm going to test local connectivity. So I'm going to ping, first I'll ping my address. So I'll do 168.10.100. Okay, so that works. So I'm gonna go to the sales PC. I'm gonna see what the IP address is that we have. So this one's 10.101. So I'm gonna go back here. We're gonna ping that one. So here you see I gotta change it to 101 to ping sales PC. So we're gonna test it out. Okay, that worked. Okay, cool. So next I want to test the default gateway. So you see the default gateway right here is 192.168.10.254. So we're gonna do the same thing. 254. So 192. So here taking a minute. Let's see if it comes around. All right, so that failed. So that's gonna be our first major clue. Okay, so right now we can't reach the default gateway. Okay, so next I'm gonna want to test the internet connectivity. So I'm gonna do 8.8.8.10, and we're gonna see what it does. It's timing low. All right, so it looks like this one is not gonna work. So since the gateway is unreachable, it makes sense that the internet traffic cannot leave the network. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna leave here and we're gonna go to the branch router. So what I wanna do, I wanna inspect the router. Let's see, I wanna do show IP brief. So do enable show IP interface brief. Okay. So here we see the interface appears to be up and operational. So you see right here, 192.168.10.1. So the next thing I want to do, I want to look specifically for the DHCP pool configuration. And so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do show running config. All right. And if you look here, we found it, the IPGAC pool office LAN. So that's what I was looking for. And here we see 192.168.10.254. And so this right here is where our issue, that's the issue we're running into. So we see this right here and here is supposed to match these two IP addresses. So that's what's causing the connectivity issues. Okay, so every workstation right here is basically, well, the mismatch is basically what's happening is every workstation being told us and traffic to a gateway that does not exist. Okay, so that's why we're having an issue. So in order to fix this issue, we're going to fix it right here in the router. So we're going to start off with config T, and then we're going to, next command is going to be this right here, the IPGAC pool office LAN. So that's going to put us in that mode. So and an IPGAC pool office. Yeah. All right. And so now we're going to do no default router. And we're going to put the IP address that we're trying to get rid of and change. Let me 10.254. Let's just try that. Yeah. So that's what we want to get rid of. So then we're going to do default. We're going to go router 192. And we're going to do the other IP address and that one. So let's verify that as well. So here you order int, and we're going to do int, and then we're going to do write memory. Okay. So before we do anything else, let's just confirm that everything changed. So we're going to do show IP interface brief again. So just like before, same IP address. So this next command, it should show the 192.168.10.1. So we're going to do show run config again. There it is right here. So now that these match, we should be able to go back to the HRPC and everything should match up. So that means everything should work. But before we do that, we do need to release the old DHCP information. So to make a change like that, sometimes it could still be stuck with the old DHCP information that was in there before the change that you made. So we're just going to do a IP config release renew, and that should give it its new IP address. So IP config, we're going to do release. There we go. Sorry. All right, now we're going to do IP config. All right, so here we see the default gateway changed to 10.1. Earlier, right here, we see it was 10.254. So let's just verify that everything works correctly. So we'll start off with this. We'll ping 192.168.10.1. There we go. Okay. And we're going to ping the internet connectivity we did earlier. So let's just give it a second here. Okay, there it goes. So if we run it again, it should come up. Okay, there we go. All right, so what we're going to do right, ping BridgeOpsOne. There we go. We saw it perfectly. So we're going to do one more thing. We're going to go check the web browser just to make sure everything works just fine. Do 1 second here. Okay. It's one.com. Ping. There you go. Internet connectivity has been successfully restored. So that's basically it. That's the very first lab. So just to recap, user reported internet connectivity issues. We verified the IP configuration. We tested local communication. We identified failure at the gateway. We reviewed DHCP settings. We found an incorrect default gateways. And then we corrected the configuration, renewed DHCP leases, and validated service restoration. So I think this was a very good lab one, a very realistic lab, something that you actually might get on the job. I will be coming out with more of these walkthroughs, and so just stay tuned. But for now, that's it. Thank you.
BridgeOpsOne.